Violence in Ukraine has prompted ordinary people across the globe to help those impacted by this invasion. Jay Ross is one of those people. The Carlsbad resident actually works in the biotech field, but he set aside his work and his family for 2 weeks to help Ukrainian refugees. He joins us now from Poland with more. Jay, my goodness, you're a sight for sore eyes. I know it's very early in the morning, but thanks for talking with us.
Yeah. Hi, Ginger. How are you? Yeah, it's early here. It's 3 o'clock. Yep.
My goodness, you're a trooper. We've been wanting to catch up with you because, of course, we spoke to you the night before you left. Since that time, tell me about some of the work you're doing to help these refugees.
Yeah. So it is problem. It's worse than I guess it's hard to prepare yourself when you come over, but I came over to work with World Central Kitchen, Chefs for Ukraine. My shifts didn't start with them until Monday, so I had about 4 days of volunteering. And you're seeing pictures right now. This is the Shimel refugee camp, where the refugees come through the border and are taken here, sometimes for 1 day, sometimes for 2 weeks, until they can find housing and they get sent across Europe. And so I kind of went over, volunteered, and you're seeing me here holding a lot of toys. I was actually able to volunteer in the children's center there, which is amazingly gratifying. You know, the kids, they come in pretty stoic, and then to be able to kind of lift their spirits. There's a children's center. It's sponsored by IKEA, so they kind of furnished everything right there. But it's so a lot of the time was spent in the in this. These are two ladies from Poland that I worked with, but this is a massive building. It's different, extremely well run. There's different rooms with flags on them, depending on where the folks are going to be traveling off to. So if you have found a home in Italy, you're going to the Italy room. If you have found a home in Ireland, you're going to the Irish room. And the little kids come in with a little flag of the Ukraine on one side of their face painted, and the flag where they're going to be living on the other side. And it's really draining emotionally, but it's anyway, they're working on kind of moving folks out while they're moving folks in. So did that, and then also had a chance to then also drive people from the train station in Przemyśl to the station, to the refugee station. And then to be honest, what I've been spending a lot of time on, including the early hours of the night, is when I get done my shift at World Central Kitchen, it's really just carrying luggage. You know, out here, there's no elevators, there's lots of stairs, there's huge bags, and there's just women, children, and the elderly, and they need help. And the Przemyśl fire department is about 12 people. So, if anybody is wanting to say, hey, I want to come over, I want to help, but I don't speak the language, what can I do? How do I volunteer? You come in, you put, you get a yellow vest, and I want them to see, actually you can see, I want them to see that there's an American volunteer. We're kind of helping them, and we're at fault with them. And you put it on, and you just carry luggage, and they people really appreciate it. So doing a lot of things, but most recently it's a lot of long shifts cooking food. It's 13-hour shifts from 8 in the morning till 9 at night, and it's cutting broccoli, cutting carrots in 34-degree temperature, but it is so worth it because it's you feel like you're making a difference. So.
Oh, you without question are making a difference. I mean, you just ran through quite a bit of content there that I'd like to elaborate a little bit on. First, though, What's the reaction to especially these children? Because you said that's the most rewarding, albeit I'm sure exhausting as well, just trying to relate what's going on to these little souls that don't really understand what's going on. But what's the reaction when they see, here's this man who has a really great life in Carlsbad, California, and he said, no, I'm going to put that on hold because I want to help you. I don't even know who you are, but I'm here to help you.
Well, I have to tell you, I am blown away by every volunteer here. I mean, I'm here for 2 weeks. I was talking to a guy, and he came over, he quit his job in Warsaw, came over 8 hours. He's been here for 40, it was like 42 days. He works night shifts for 13 hours and then stays in the day to help as well. And first thing he asked me is, what day is today? I mean, but that's everybody. There's every humanitarian group known to man here. England for Ukraine, Swiss for Ukraine. Everybody's out there, and they're all pitching in. So it's not just me. It's really gratifying when you see other folks from America out here doing their share, whether it's just kind of working with the cleaning crew or what have you. They appreciate that if you can speak English, it's a plus, because it is that common second language. But no, I think to your question, I just think that the people appreciate it. You carry a suitcase up and you just get a huge hug, and there's a lot of tears because people just don't know what's next, and but the kids, they come into the play area and they it's translated, but they say, is this for free? It's the first time they're able to play, and they're driving through a train 15 hours from Kiev, and all the trains here, they have to go lights out when they're traveling through from the Ukraine, and they come here, lights go on, and it's a new world. So it was.
What's been the biggest surprise so far? Because I know you said that it's well organized, which I'm thrilled to hear. But you also, you've done charity work in the past, so you know that side of it, and yet you said, I couldn't even gotten prepared for what I'm seeing right now. So what is that you're seeing right now that's just really taking you back?
For me, I have two daughters, and my daughters are, my one is a junior at San Marcos High, the other's at Berkeley, and I think they're super mature. But I helped this one. She was an 18-year-old, and she was with her 14-year-old sister and their 3 dogs, and they just got out of. Sorry, I can't remember. It's occupied, but they told me 7 Russians broke through their house and took their grandfather, and their the older sister is just taking her younger sister, going 15 hours on a train, and so I guess my biggest surprise is just the maturity and the can-do attitude. And I volunteer at the train station with these 15-year-old Ukrainian kids that have come in that want to help. They're there 7-8 hours a day translating, and so I think that's the biggest surprise, is just these young kids who are just really pitching in. They're super proud of their country. The comment about the Russian worship, hey, surrender, hey, Russian worship, that comment is on every T-shirt in the Ukraine now. It's a very popular comment. So I don't know. I just think that people here are just prideful. Many think they will go back. We're starting to see a lot of trains go back to Kiev now. A lot of them are picking up their cars, going through, getting a lot of clothes. So they're starting to go back now. But most of them don't anticipate living there. One person had gone back, but she came back, said her home wasn't standing anymore. It wasn't Kiev. I don't remember where it was. So anyway, then you have to kind of say, well, listen, you're safe. You don't have your home, but you're safe, and you try to look at the good. But it's
well, you are certainly a part of that good, and I don't want to let you go until you let our viewers know in San Diego now, how can we contribute? Because I know that you are footing your own bill. You're not asking for funding for your travel expenses, but you do have accounts to try and buy supplies needed for Ukrainians. So how can we help you?
Sure. No, Ginger, that's fine. That's exactly right. When people said they wanted to help, I'm covering all my expenses. But if people, I have a GoFundMe link. I didn't send it. But I think I sent it last time, and I've already raised over $20,000. And thanks to a lot of your viewers who contributed. And my intention is to buy supplies and give them directly to the refugees. I will tell you, companies around the world, especially in the States, have been really stepping up. I mean, anything that's needed, they have here. I mean, you come to one of the world's central kitchen areas, and it's a buffet, and anything they want, all the materials, on the platform, there's stands with thousands of stuffed animals and strollers and such. So, but I am going to Krakow next week and Warsaw. I'll be working at a orphanage in Warsaw, and then working with the Jewish Community Center in Krakow. And I've set up an Amazon.pl or Poland account, and the JCC, they're actually loading it up with supplies, then shopping cart, and then I log in and go into the Amazon shopping cart and I pay for it. And I'm meeting with them on the 15th to really kind of figure out what we need. So if people are inclined, they're welcome to donate to that or any reputable charity. But yeah, it's
well, you're doing some incredible work. We did put your GoFundMe up on our TV so folks at home could see it, and we'll have a link for that Amazon account as well. I want you to get a little breather before you go back to work, because it sounds like you're pulling some long days, but I don't think you would have it any other way, because this is exactly what you were called to do right now, Jay. So I really appreciate you're serving the folks of Ukraine and talking with us as well.
Thanks, Ginger. I appreciate it. I'm back to work in 6 hours, and thanks to my wife and daughters for letting me come. So they're the troopers. Thank you.
Yeah, they are definitely volunteering with you. We know that with our military families, when one person serves, the entire family serves, and that's certainly the same situation with you right now. Be safe right there in Poland, and we'll check in with you again soon. Jay, thank you.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Local leaders have announced